meet you.
Oh, very good. This is Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi,
I'm glad to meet you.
Your name was?
Diane.
Diane. Nice to
This
meet
is my
you.
husband, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Hello.
I'm Tiffany. Nice to meet you.
Come on in and have a seat.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you? It's so good to see you.
You too.
Thanks for inviting me over.
Hi, how are you?
I belong to her.
You belong to her. Great. Well, come on in. Take off your shoes.
Make yourself
This is
comfy.
my good friend Tiffany.
Oh,
She works
hi.
for Shelf Reliance.
Take my
Breakfast.
off. Oh, okay. This is a freeze-dried mandarin orange. Okay. It looks like Cheetos, but they taste way better. This is a mango, freeze-dried strawberries, and pineapple. So help yourselves. We'd like you to sample and see what you like.
Oh, good.
Really like them.
Wow.
There you go. Mango used to be my favorite. Now I've decided I like pineapple better.
I like the mango.
Do you like mountain oranges? They're great. They
Excellent.
taste really good. The great thing about the fruits that you're trying right now is what you see is what you get. If you're tasting mangoes, you're getting mangoes. There's no preservatives. There's no sugar added. What you see is what you get. So they're very healthy. And they're freeze-dried. So they have a really long shelf life as well.
How many years?
25 years unopened. After they're opened, about a year to two. At my house, a can of mangoes lasts about a week after we open it because my kids like them.
So can we do also strawberry pies?
Absolutely.
Smoothies?
Yeah, I want to show you tonight how to rehydrate the fruits, and we'll use it in a smoothie. I'm actually going to use them just like they are in a granola because I like the crunch to them too. So they can be rehydrated and used, or they can be snacked on just as they are.
So the vitamins, I think in this one is practically 100% because the process they do in this is
Exactly.
the technology.
Exactly. They're harvesting the fruits and vegetables when they're ripe and not too ripe, and then freeze drying them. So they're actually probably better for you than what's at the grocery store. A lot of times they pick what they need to sell at the grocery store, maybe when it's not fully ripe, and then send it. So you're losing some of those nutrients in the shipping process. With freeze dried, it's all there. It's all held right within, which is another reason it tastes so good.
It's excellent. It's a nice addition to vacations, trips, and camping.
They're great to pack in lunches. My kids can now have fruits in their lunches, and I don't worry about them spilling. And different kids like different things. Some of my kids like strawberries, other ones like mangoes. So it's nice to have them snacking on something actually healthy and good for them. I like it because, again, I have a shelf life that's good, but I also have a fruit that's good and nutritious for them. I like the pineapple. I heard on TV the other day pineapple was nature's candy. I think it tastes better when it's freeze-dried because I like the crunch too. So.
Yeah, I like freeze-dry better than the dry too.
Me too. Good
That's
stuff.
all that sugar out of your kitchen.
It's true.
That's what we noticed.
You get the good stuff in there instead. So help yourselves.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I will get some stuff ready.
Come have a seat.
Yeah, come have a seat.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight. We're really excited to introduce Shelf Reliance Foods for your food storage. And Tiffany is my good friend. She's a consultant for the company, and she's going to tell you all about it. And I'm just going to sit back and relax with you guys, unless she has a job for me.
I'll call you up. I'm
Okay.
sure I will have a job.
Okay, very good. So we'll just turn the time over to Tiffany.
Hey, for fun, let's start off with a little quiz. If you'll take one of those, take one down, pass it around. Here's some pens. And I'll get you started on that. We will work our way through that so we can answer your questions. I'm also going to hand out order forms right now. I'll have you take one of those, and then also some price lists. So if you'll take one of those and then pass those along. Shelf Reliance was a company that was started about 5 years ago. Jason Budge and Steve Palmer got together, wanted to find a way to rotate food storage. How do we rotate the cans through? They had been very successful in 5 years of business. Recently, they decided they really wanted to get more into food, the actual food, not just the shelving, and how was the best way to do that, and decided that home parties were the perfect way to do that. And the reason being is we're able to educate so that you know about the food and understand what you're buying, but also so you can taste it. You've all been to a store before where you went in thinking you were going to buy one thing, and if they had samples, you tasted it, and that tasted really good and you ended up really liking that. So it's the same idea. It's the same concept. We want to give you things to taste and see what you really like. So your food storage tastes good and you're buying what you really like.
I want them all.
Okay, you can gather all of them. Did everybody get a chance to sample the fruits that they wanted to?
Yes.
Make sure and grab some more of those. Any favorites? Pineapple I heard from over there. Mandarin oranges.
Mandarin.
Anybody else?
I like pineapple.
All of them.
That's a good answer.
I do too.
I like the everything answer. Did everybody get pens? No.
Need a pen?
Pen? Price sheet. Everybody got price sheets and order forms. What we'll do tonight is work our way through that quiz. I want to make sure tonight that you're educated about food storage, that you come away feeling like you've learned the kinds of foods you should store, why to store them. But better than that, I want you to taste some foods so that you see what you like, what tastes good to you, and what you would actually like to eat. Let's start off. I'm going to give you a minute to fill out your quiz questionnaires. I'm going to grab my clipboard, my cheat sheet, so I know what questions you got. First off, everybody should know the answer to number 1, the name of the hostess.
How do you spell it? There are about 5 different ways.
Just
Last name or first name?
Lisa. I don't know the last name.
Yeah, Lisa is just traditional, Lisa.
Okay.
And Warnick is just like it sounds, Warnick.
Are you related to the Warnicks here?
I am. We're all from the same.
Okay, while you're filling those out, let's introduce ourselves so that we kind of know who your neighbor is, who you're sitting next to. Obviously, you know Lisa, you're in her house. Let's go with
Gary.
her.
Brenda Mendes. Jason.
Let's go up there.
Jerry.
Diane. Isabel.
Isabel's husband.
I meant, Isabel's husband on the way in. Diane.
Clark.
Thanks for coming tonight. Thank you for supporting Lisa. If you have questions, please interrupt me and ask your questions. I'm happy to answer those for you. If I don't know the answer, I will find it out. But let's start off. Next thing on there is the name of the consultant. My name's Tiffany Fairbanks. I have worked with Shelf Reliance for about 2-3 months now and have absolutely loved it. This has been an answer for a lot of questions that we have and that we've needed answers to. My husband was the one who kind of got me started into food storage, kicking and screaming a little bit. But I decided that it was probably a good thing to do. It was good for our family. And I loved their business plan and the ideas behind Shelf Reliance and Thrive Foods. After I tasted the food, that sealed the deal. Everything tasted really good. It wasn't cardboard. It's not the kind of food storage you chuck in the basement and you forget about. It's the kind of food storage that you actually eat. And I wasn't joking when I said my kids will work through a can of mangoes in about a week. We like the food. We are eating it. It's a part of our everyday meals, part of their lunches every day. So it's been a good thing for us. I want to start off by giving you guys some more food to taste. I've made a granola. Granola, very simply, has quick oats, which is something a lot of you probably already have in food storage or should have in food storage. It has almonds, cashews, coconut, some brown sugar, some allspice, which I think probably makes it taste really great, and some cinnamon. Then you take a little bit of butter and some honey, melt that down on the stove, pour it over the top and bake it. I've already done that process and baked it. Then the thing that seals the deal is to put some fruit in on it. So this is just raspberries and blueberries. I'm going to guess, Lisa, that there's a spoon nearby. Yeah. The great thing about making your own granola is that you can customize it. So if you like blueberries, you can add blueberries. If you like raspberries, you can add that. If you're one who likes raisins, my husband likes raisins, so he can have raisins in his. I don't, so I don't have to have raisins in mine. But it gives you the chance to kind of make a granola that's personalized for you. The other thing is you're going to taste it and you'll realize it tastes really, really great too. And it's healthy. It's good for you. Would you mind, Lisa, putting this together and giving them some samples? There's some sample cups. You can start with those. Okay, we'll get that out so you can kind of taste it. Okay, so here now we're going to go back to your quiz. Number 3. What type of food has a longer shelf life? Does anybody know? Dehydrated? Freeze-dried. Any idea how long freeze-dried typically has a shelf life?
25 to 30 years.
It does. 25 to 30 years on freeze-dried. How about dehydrated? Anyone know the shelf life on that?
3 or 4.
7 to 8 usually is kind of the average on that. How about after you open it? The next question is, what's the shelf life after you've opened it?
Okay, 6 months for the, not the freeze-dried.
Dehydrated.
Oh, I think about 6 months maybe.
Yeah. On the freeze-dried, 1 to 2 years. If you can keep it in stock that long and you haven't eaten through it all the way over. Okay, so we talked about that after it's opened, your shelf life is about 1 to 2 years. If you look on your price list, you'll see on there not only pricing, but you'll see the shelf life that's listed as well. So it gives you an idea how long those things are good for. Now, this is my favorite question. In the number 10 can of eggs, there's one over on the end over there. Purple can is eggs. How many eggs are in one can?
A lot.
There is a lot. That's a good answer.
200.
Right around 200.
230.
Depends on, this can has 197 eggs in it. It's cheaper. That price for a can of eggs, right around $15, I want to say, is cheaper than if you were to go to the store and buy a dozen eggs over and over to try to recreate that.
You know what? I think I have a can of eggs from a long time ago, and there's only about 90 or 100 in it. So that sounds like a really good deal.
It's a great deal. As we started into Shelf Reliance, I thought I want to start using the products more and more. It's worth for me testing out and trying what we like and what we don't like. I've decided I don't like real eggs because when I crack them, then the shells go all over. Maybe I'm just not a professional chef, but there's also the risk of salmonella. A lot of times with fresh eggs. Our whole eggs that come powdered like that, I've used them in pancakes, cookies, up with water and fried them. And I have a really picky 7-year-old that would prefer those kinds of eggs to regular scrambled eggs.
So that works doing omelettes in the morning? Can I do good omelette with that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Really?
1 tablespoon of whole eggs with 2 tablespoons of water recreates an egg. Rehydrates an egg. So it's, in fact, yesterday I was at the dentist. The hygienist asked me, do you ever get nervous? Because my daughter loves to eat the cookie dough. Do you ever get nervous? No, but that's because I don't put real eggs, those kind of eggs now. And my kids, for sugar cookies at Christmas, I didn't mind if they ate all the batter they want, or all the cookie dough that they wanted to eat. I don't worry about it. It is a little bit easier to store. We have a couple of professional chefs. That's later in the question too. But they would prefer to use those kinds of eggs to a regular fresh egg because they're consistent results. They're just easier. They're easier to store. They're easier to use. So for me, it's a perk. I like it. And I love that there's 200 eggs in one can. You can't store 200 eggs in your fridge and wouldn't want to. So, okay, the next one is, what is TVP? Anybody know the answer to that one?
Textured vegetable protein.
Exactly, smarty pants. How many of you have ever eaten TVP? How many of you like TVP? Most people don't. They remember it from the days when it tasted like cardboard. And it didn't taste great. If you've ever eaten at a fast food restaurant, you've most likely eaten TVP before. If you've ever eaten at a salad bar and sprinkled bacon bits on top of your salad, kind of the red, you've eaten TVP. So in most cases, you've tasted it before and maybe didn't know that you liked it, but I want to give you some today and let you taste it and see that if you really do like it. This is a chicken salad sandwich. It is made with chicken TVP, celery, and onions, boiled together on the stove just long enough to rehydrate. Then I've mixed it with mayonnaise, some salt, and some pepper. So, Lisa, would you mind putting some on some crackers and we'll
So
hand
did
that
you
out for
use
sample.
your celery and onions, or did you use fresh and chop it up?
I did a freeze-dried. That's another thing about Shelf Reliance.